And we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the cider drinker here, and it's time, at last, for the top cider producers of 2018, the top 10. Last week, I did the 20 to 11 in the cider producers list. It was a little bit of a shambles, I must say, because, well, it's taken a little bit longer for me to actually get this video out for one thing or another. Mainly the one thing was that I was a little bit ill, as you could probably have told in my last video that I did. But that's gone. That's out of the way, and now it is time for the top 10 cider producers of 2018. As you can tell, I'm completely hands-free this time as well, because, well, I've sort of actually got a little bit of a setup on my phone camera, so this is going to actually work out. And yeah, I've got it all on my tablet, well, on my fiance's tablet, should I say. I've got the list behind me to show the scores and everything like that. And yeah, we're good to go. So, drink of choice. I've not got a cup of tea this time because, well, I'm better. So, hey, it's the cider producers countdown, so I'm going to have a cider. I got this from, I think it was Home Bargains, I think, but Chaplin and Cork's Somerset Gold Cider, which I have done a review of. If you want to check that out, just do a search for it on YouTube. That was my phone once again. It always happens every time, doesn't it? But yeah, I've done a review of this already. Just have a search for it on the old tube of the U, because I think I'm the only person that's actually done a review of this cider. So I'm going to get this cracked open. I don't care. It's midday. I've got a day off. I don't care. Smells good. Smells lovely, lovely, lovely. But this isn't a review. This is just me pouring out a cider and just gonna, well, enjoy drinking it while I'm doing my old bloody hell. Why is it everyone messages me as soon as I start doing a live video? I swear. No one's messaged me all morning, and then all of a sudden, everyone is just messaging me. But there you go. I don't know if you heard that or not, but there we go. So yeah, there we go. Chaplin and Cork Somerset Gold in the glass. Cheers, everyone. Just going to have a little sip. Lovely stuff. So, with that said, the same stipulations apply as last year, as I said in the previous video as well. I must have had at least 3 of their ciders in order for the producer to be eligible for the list, because I feel you get a more accurate and average representation of what their ciders are like. And they must still be in production at the time of this video, because, well, at the end of the day, you guys have to be able to go out there and actually, you know, buy these ciders for yourselves if you want to try them out. There's no point in me doing the cider producer. That's long since gone, but there we go. So yeah, with that said, as said in the last video, there are a couple of changes to the list. Someone has commented, why do you do means? Why do you do averages instead of doing median and modes? For those that don't know, basically, mean is the average rating. I think median is the number that is in the middle of the ratings, and mode is the rating that appears the most frequent. Personally, I don't think they would be as accurate as doing an average rating. However, what I will do is I will put up a list of the median and the modes over onto my Facebook page. So if you guys are interested in what the ratings will be like in those 2 different rating modes, then have a look on Facebook, and that will show how the chart changes. But I think I will still stick with average ratings. So for now, as I said, I did used to do it just in 1 decimal place, but I'm doing it in 2 decimal places, and it has changed the ratings quite a bit. There are a lot of movers and shakers in this list, and not only that, but there are, I believe, yes, there are 3 new producers in the top 10. So yeah, 3 new producers have come straight into the top 10 from ciders that I've had of theirs. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. But let's start off the list with number 10. So, at number 10 is a company that has been on the list basically since the start. They have got an average rating of 8.0, so you can tell we are already, you know, well up in the top ratings here. They were 8th last year, so they have dropped a couple of places on the list, but I mean, come on, it's still in the top 10 like cider producers ever, basically, in my personal opinion. And the number 10 list goes to Sandford Orchards, based in Devon. Sandford Orchards have been kind enough to send over a few of their ciders before in the past for me. I believe it was their Devon Red. I've got their Devon Mist in my drinks cabinet ready to review as I speak, but I would be really interested to see what the rest of their range are like. I've not tried their Bumbleberry yet. Their Shaky Bridge was a really lovely fresh dry cider as well. Their Devon Red you can get in a lot of places. I know that Home Bargains were actually doing a 4-pack 4-can pack of theirs. I think it was only for like £2.99, so I mean that was just an absolute steal. And my local beer shop is actually stocking cans of their Devon Red as well, so they are getting more noticed, more out there. Unfortunately, the glass that I had of theirs smashed. A lot of my glasses in my drinks cabinet smashed a little while ago, and that was one of them, and that is a real shame because it was a really lovely glass. But yeah, Sandford Orchards are still going strong. They're still winning awards, and I think they still make some really great quality ciders. So they very easily deserve the number 10 spot on my list, and that is why they are there with an average rating of 8.0. So, number 9, as you can see, oh, that's going to be flipped, isn't it? That is so annoying. Oh well, never mind. That's a 9, if you can't tell already. So yes, number 9. They have an average rating of, again, 8.0. So I do prefer these guys slightly more than Sandford Orchards. That's why they're a little bit higher up in the list. They were 7th last year, so again, they have dropped a couple of places, but it's only a couple of places in like the list of producers that, I mean, there's so many cider producers out there, and they're number 9 on my personal list. So, you know, they are still very, very highly recommended. And I must say, they've got some of the loveliest labels for their ciders since they've changed the labeling, because they used to just have a leaf motif on all their cider bottles. And if that doesn't give it away, they now include basically birds and insects. I am talking about the Perry's Cider Company. And I mean, just look at those labels. Aren't they just lovely? I love that they've gone for like the vintage stamp sort of look on their ciders. And all of them that I have tried have been absolutely fantastic. I've tried their Grey Heron. I've tried their Puffin. The only one that I've not tried out of those 3 that I just showed is their Barn Owl, which I would really, really like to try because it's their farmhouse style cider. So it's going to be a lot more rustic. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot more rustic anyway. But they also do some fantastic single variety ciders, which are more in their insect range, like their Red Streak. I think their Somerset Red Streak. And yeah, they just produce some absolutely top quality ciders. And as I said, some of the nicest labels for ciders as well. So that is why they very easily take a spot on this list at number 9. That is the Perry's Cider Company. And I'll just show you what their ciders used to look like. That's what they used to look like. Again, not a bad label design, but I do prefer the new ones. So yeah, well done, Perry's. You've made a great choice there. So there we go. We're at the number 8 spot now, and yeah, this company just slightly pips the other 2 with their rating, with an average rating of 8.16. It was actually going to be basically a 3-way tie until I had, well, I think I've had like 9 of their ciders now, because I either got them from cider boxes or you know, just from other places. Now, they were 4th last year, so they have dropped quite a few places since last year, but they are still holding strong in the top 10 at number 8 with an average rating of 8.16. It is the Turner's Cider Company. Now, unlike the Perry Cider Company, the Turner Cider Company have quite simplistic labels. You know, they basically, it just says the name of the cider, and that's it. Just with a slightly different coloured label. But you know what? It's not what's on the outside that counts, it's what's inside. And I tell you what, what's inside these bottles is absolutely top quality cider. Every single one of their range that I have tried, and I've tried quite a lot of them now. I've tried all 4 of these. They're dry, they're medium, they're sweet, and they're medium dry. And they all taste completely different to each other. They have so much complexity in them, so much flavour, and they are made with 100% Kentish apples, as they proudly show on the front of their bottles. So it just shows you don't need fancy label designs, you just need top quality ciders and guys that know what they're doing. And these guys have been winning awards left, right and centre as well, and they very, very much well deserve it. So if you ever do see Turner's Cider anywhere, give it a go, because honestly, they have a cider that suits anyone's range, anyone's tastes. Yeah, they do a really, really bang up job. And I actually did my first video on the History of series, and it was about the Turner Cider Company. So if you do want to know a little bit more about them, then give that video a watch, because it goes into a little more detail. But yeah, in that number 8 is Turner's. Lovely. Okay. We are at backwards 7. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, the number 7 spot, and they were 5th last year, so not quite as much of a drop as Turner's, but they have an average score of 8.33, and they are more of a recent cider producer for myself. I didn't even know these guys existed until about a year or so ago. I know they haven't been in the game for long, but like the other cider companies before me, they have been winning awards left, right and centre as well. And it's very much well deserved, because every single one of their range that I have tried so far, their Yardarm, their Dark Raven, their Berry Master, they have all been fantastic. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's these guys here, the Beard and Sabre Cider Company. Again, I really love the label designs on these. It's sort of simplistic, but it works wonders. And even though it's not really a piratey sort of themed label, I mean, I played up on that a little bit, but again, it's what's inside the bottle that counts, and what's inside these bottles is superb. I think my personal favourite of theirs is their Dark Raven. It's weird, because the description of it made it sound like it was a fruit-infused cider, but it wasn't, and yet the taste of it was really, really fruity. So I don't know what apples went into that bottle, but whatever they were, it was just an amazing experience to just taste and sip every last drop of that drink. That's not to say that the rest of their range is rubbish, because that's not true at all. Every single one of theirs that I have tried has been fantastic. I've not yet tried that Apple Smuggler, which was featured in the corner there, so I don't know what that's going to be like, but hopefully I can get hold of some more bottles soon, and you never know, Beard and Sabre might be going up in the ratings. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, they do very proudly take the number 7 spot on my top 10 list, with an average score of 8.33. That was Beard and Sabre. So, moving swiftly on with backwards 6. I hate the selfie mode just flips things around, but there you go. You'll just have to agree with me. It was a 6, but there we are. Yeah, number 6, again, is a more recent cider company for myself. Again, I didn't know about these guys until recently, and I think they have only been going not that long, to be fair, but they've been making waves in the cider community with their emphasis on producing ciders from apples that are essentially just going to waste, just going to be chucked out and left to rot. They basically say, "Oi guys, just bring your ciders over, bring your apples over here, and we're going to make some ciders with it. You know, why waste such quality things?" So, with an average score of 8.66, they are brand new to the list this year. It is the Garden Cider Company, and as I said, their emphasis is just making top quality ciders from apples that are otherwise just going to be thrown away. And I think that is a really, really good ethos to have. Let me just see if I can get a closer picture of their ciders, because there wasn't really a very clear one. But yeah, there we go. Again, a very simplistic label design, but it's what's inside the bottle that counts. And as I've said in the previous ones as well, I've tried quite a lot of their range now. I've tried their original, which is fantastic. Their hopped cider is one of the nicest hopped ciders that I have had, and I've had quite a few hopped ciders now. I've yet to try Oliver's at the hop. I've never been able to get a hold of that. But for now, I would say their dry hopped cider is one of my favourites. The plum and ginger, their infused one, which is, well, all the ranges there. It sounds strange. It doesn't sound like it'll work, but it does. They've just balanced all the flavours perfectly. And yeah, they know what they're doing with their ciders. They really, really do. So yeah, if you ever come across the Garden Cider Company's range of ciders, go for them. Especially if you're one of these people that is coming off the back of drinking more like cider pops, you know, like Cordley, Copperberg, don't really want to mention those things, but if you are more into the fruit infused sort of things, they do have quite a range of theirs. As said, strawberry and rhubarb, plum and ginger, elderflower, and they know how to make cider. So that's why they take the number 6 spot. That is Garden Cider Company. So there we go. So we have reached the top 5. Who is going to take the number 5 spot? Well, it is the most recent addition to this list. Yes, they are new for this year as well, but I have known about these guys for quite a while. Take a sip of cider there. Hope you guys are having a cider along with me as well. If you are, let me know what you're having. Have I tried it before? In fact, have you guys that are watching tried any of these ciders before as well? Just let me know in the comments below. Love to hear from you, and yeah, obviously I'll get back to you when you do. So anyway, number 5 spot with an average score of 8.9, so just missing out on an average rating of 9.0. But as I said, they are brand new to the list and they have gone straight in at number 5. I've known these guys for a while. Well, I've known their ciders for a while anyway. They frequent beer and cider festivals constantly. I've never known a beer festival not to have these guys' ciders available to them. But it's only recently, and that's thanks to like Orchard Box, who no longer exists unfortunately, but basically cider subscription boxes, that I've been able to get a hold of the rest of their range. They are a Norfolk based company, so quite near to me as well, and it is Crohn's Cider. Yeah, I tried their user-friendly, it must have been about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and absolutely loved it. It was one of my favourite ciders that I tried around that period, and I thought, God, I really, really do want to get a hold of more of their range, but never really had the chance. And then Old Orchard Box came along, and there was 3 of their range in the boxes. Sorry about the phone, but there we go. But yeah, it's only recently that I've been able to try out pretty much the rest of their range, and every single one of them has just pretty much blown me away. My personal favourites of theirs are their Old Norfolk rum cask and whiskey cask. The rum cask, oh my goodness me, if you've ever drunk that, you know that it means business. I mean, most of their ciders aren't below 7.4% ABV, so they are very, very heavy hitters. A bit like their Special Reserve and their original, which are pictured right here. And those were absolutely fantastic as well. I can see how the original, because I actually tried the original last, and you can see from having the previous ciders how the original has sort of developed and they've experimented with it a little bit to create like the Special Reserve and the whiskey cask and rum cask. These guys know what they're doing. They know how to make really great ciders, and it's all 100% natural. Apart from the addition of cane sugar in all of them, which I know would turn some people off, but mate, if you're not going to try these just because it's got cane sugar in it, you are missing out, because they are absolutely fantastic drinks. And that's why they've gone straight in at number 5 on my list. So that is Crohn's Cider Company, based in Norfolk. So keep an eye out for them. as I said, they're at beer festivals left, right, and centre. So if you've never tried them before, give them a go. But just be a bit wary because they are really, really strong. So, number 4. Oh, there we go. Don't know if I should show that too much. I might get copyright struck, you never know. But yes, number 4 has been on the list before. And it's a company that I have known for a long time. I've had a lot of their range of ciders. Not all of them, because their range of ciders and perries is astronomically large. And they actually had the honour of having one of my favourite ciders, like, ever. It was my favourite cider, like, period. They were number 1 last year. So if you watched my top 10 last year, you'll know who I'm talking about. But that does mean we are going to have a new number 1 for the list, but with an average score of 9.0 at the number 4 space is Watkins Cider Company. That is not to say that they have slipped the list because I've started to not like their ciders. Far from it. I mean, come on, they are still number 4. And with an average rating of 9.0, I mean, that is a bloody good rating for anything, isn't it? But yeah, Watkins Cider Company were one of the first companies that introduced me into real ciders, or what real ciders should taste like. And the Yarlington Mill cider was my favourite cider for a long, long time. Every time I saw a bottle of it, I would just buy it without even looking at the rest of the drinks list in a pub or a bar, because it was just fantastic. But I mean, I've tried their single variety Kingston Black. I've tried their Golden Valley Scrumpy, their Ice Age, their Blakeney Red Perry. But I mean, that's just a trickle of what they do. Just look at that range of ciders that they do, and that's not even all of them either. I mean, Gwatkin, he knows how, as I've said before, all these guys know how to make cider. You can tell. I will say that most of Gwatkin's ciders and perries, they have a certain unique sort of taste to them, which can get a little bit of getting used to. But once you do get used to them and you start to appreciate the complexity and the time and effort that it goes into making these things, then you will appreciate them even more. So, yeah, Gwatkin cider. Unfortunately, you have been dethroned this year, but that is not saying that that's a bad thing at all, because you are still number 4 on my top 10 list with an average score of 9.0. So that is the Gwatkin Cider Company. Okay, we're into the top 3. Ah, there you go. That works. Yeah, we're in the top 3. Honestly, I don't know why it's flipped it, but there we go. So, yes, the number 3. It was, well, another cider company that essentially introduced me into real cider, and it's a company that I think I've basically had their entire range now. The only ones that I've not had of their is their single variety Kingston Black, which I really, really want to try, but just can't get a hold of it around here. But I have tried pretty much the rest of their range, and, well, I mean, they're number 3 with an average rating of 9.0, so it's sort of a tie between Gwatkin and this company, but I ever so slightly prefer this company. But I mean, it's minuscule. They are basically the same. The number 3 spot, they were, well, 3rd last year, so they have not moved. It is Dunkerton's Cider Company. Well, I mean, what can I say? I have featured Dunkerton's so much over the years. As I've said, I've reviewed pretty much all their range. I've done a history of video on them. So, I mean, if you want to give that a watch after watching this, then, you know, feel free to do so. It goes into a little bit more detail as to how they came to be and, you know, what their ethos is and everything. But needless to say, Dunkerton's make fantastic ciders. Their Black Fox, you can basically get in Waitrose right now. It's available, and it's usually on offer. I got it for about £1.89 for a bottle, which is, for that sort of quality cider, is fantastic. A few notable examples of my personal favourites are their single variety browns and their single variety Court Royal, which is sort of a semi-rare cider to get. because the Court Royal apple is not easy to harvest, and there's very few out there. But oh my goodness me, the flavors that came out of it were just mind-blowing. It still blows my mind that you can get such amazing tastes out of just one apple. But Dunkertons, they can do it easily. But I mean, their Perry is great. Their Breakwell Seedling is another fantastic single variety. And as I've already said, their Black Fox and their Organic Dry are just, oh my goodness me. I mean, if I had every single one of them in front of me right now, I'd be hard pushed to know which one to try, because they are just all superb. So, there you go. Dunkertons still holds its place at number 3 on my list with an average score of 9.0. That is the Dunkerton Cider Company. Okay, so number 2. So I said there are 3 new entries into the list, and we've only seen 2. So is this going to be one of them, or is it not? Well, we'll find out, because it is the number 2 spot, and it is not a new company. So yeah, we have a new company that's gone straight to the top of my top 10 list, but with an average score of 9.12, they were second last year as well. So this company has held strong over these years. And, well, I mean, when you see who it is, it's no surprise why, because these guys, again, they're multi-award winning. They are still churning out just amazing ciders left, right, and centre. These guys, they know what they're doing. They've recently, well, sort of recently changed their label design, which I think looks even more striking than the last ones were. So, number 2 spot, with an average score of 9.12, is the Worley's Cider Company. And, well, what can I say? Worley's they just are just amazing. The only one that I've not tried off that list is their Rocky Road, but their Harvest Moon, their Red Hen, their Beatnik Billy, just every single one of them has been just amazing. Their Mendip Hills, funnily enough, I've seen in Wetherspoons pubs, and I thought, I've got to get that. I have to get that. I mean, you don't expect to see amazing ciders like that in a Wetherspoons pub. So if you do see it, you go for it. You don't get anything else. You just go for that sort of thing. And they're just amazing quality. I really do want to get a hold of their special reserve. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that just look amazing? Just, oh my goodness me. And it's a keeved cider as well, which I've not featured at all. I have not featured a keeved cider on my channel at all, which is a damn shame. I really want to, but, well, foreshadowing, I might have one. But anyway, that is besides the point. Neil Worley, just keep on making fantastic ciders, my friend, because you just know what you're doing. So that is why you easily take the number 2 spot with an average score of 9.12. That's the Worley Cider Company. Just keep an eye out for them. They are just superb. So, as we've already established, there is a new cider producer at the number 1 spot, and it is also a cider producer that is completely new to the list. I've known about this company for a long time, so they're not a recent addition to the cider world, but they are very well known. But I just haven't been able to get a hold of their ciders for one reason or another. But once again, thanks to cider subscription boxes, I've managed to get a hold of some, and they've all just... I don't give top ratings. I don't give a 10 out of 10 ever, because I always find that's quite subjective. Everything can be made slightly better. That's why my ratings are always, like my top rating is always 9.5, because what might be amazing to me might not be to another person, so it's all completely subjective. But with an average rating of 9.33, which is about as high as you are going to get on this list, straight in at number 1 for 2018, it's Burrow Hill Cider, or if you want to call them by their other name, Somerset Cider Brandy. These guys, they don't just make cider, they make such a huge range of different drinks. Like, for example, their Kingston Black Apple Aperitif, which I just want to get a hold of that. I just want a bottle of it in my hand right now. But they also do, you know, bottle fermented ciders. They are, I suppose, they are the official cider of Glastonbury because their cider bus, which is also a cider of theirs, it frequents Glastonbury Festival pretty much every year. So they are very well known around the area, but I mean, they're well known in the cider community anyway for just producing exceptional quality drinks. And they're one of the few UK producers that makes ice cider, which is really, really hard to make. I know that Sanford Orchards makes some ice cider, and I think Dragon Orchard make an ice cider as well. But they, well, as the other name suggests, they also do make cider brandies. For example, like their 3-year-old, they do a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, and I mean, they're just masters in the cider trade, as far as I'm concerned. They just, every single cider and every single drink that they produce just oozes quality. You can tell that a lot of passion and a lot of time and effort goes into making these drinks, and the end result shows. And that is why Burrow Hill Cider easily makes my #1 spot on my top cider producers of 2018 with an average score of 9.33. So well done, Burrow Hill. Yeah, straight in at #1. So there we are. That is my top 10 cider producers of the year. Will it change at all for next year? We'll have to wait and see, because I've got some more new cider producers there that I've not tried yet, waiting in the wings in my drinks cabinet to be reviewed. How will that affect the list? Will Burrow Hill be on top? Will Gwatkin get back up there? Who knows? You'll just have to wait until next year. But for now, thank you guys for joining in. The guys that have been joining in this video, really do appreciate it, and your likes and everything. As I said, have you tried any of these companies before? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment down below, and yeah, I really do hope that you enjoyed this this half an hour with me. So that went by quickly, didn't it? So with that, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to finish off this Chaplain and the Cork cider, which, as I said, I've done a review of this already, so check that out too. And yes, I know there's not been many reviews recently, but I'm over my cold now, so there will definitely be one very, very soon, and it's going to be slightly different. Not going to give too much away, but just wait and see. But for now, take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the next cider drinker review. But till then, take care. Thank you for watching.